Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
What do you know about the person you're trusting to watch your children? Yesterday, we broke the story about a Fargo daycare provider who has been charged with child neglect. Court records say she was drunk on the job.
So we wanted to dig deeper into how the licensing process works. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer has more on who can and can't care for your most precious. Melanie, what'd you find?
Mike, Andrea, the story of Rochelle Ulmer is an interesting one, at least in the fact she's facing a felony charge in connection with her daycare. But we wanted to find out if someone is convicted of a felony, could they become a daycare provider again? Here's what we found. The North Dakota Department of Social Services says it depends. They tell us not all felony offenses disqualify someone from being licensed. In fact, it's the offense itself that determines disqualification, not whether the conviction is a felony or a misdemeanor. But if it's related to child neglect, they will not be considered for a license. And we spoke with several daycares in the FM area who say they will even hire somebody who has faced misdemeanor charges that have nothing to do with child care. So if someone wants to become a licensed child care worker, there's a lot to it. Cass County Social Services says it's a long process and they dig deep into your criminal background.
We do two types of background checks. One is the fingerprinting through the criminal background check unit. It'll find any, speeding tickets or any traffic violations or minor in possession, any of those will come up there. And then the other one is the 508 form, which allows us to look to see if there's any child abuse or neglect registry.
Now, Cass County Social Services is only involved with licenses providers. In the case regarding Rochelle Ulmer, she was not licensed. In fact, her license expired in June, and she was in the process of renewing it when the incident supposedly happened. Records show Ulmer has been late before when it comes to relicensing on time. So that begs the question, what should you do as a parent to make sure the person you're trusting your kids with has a clean background? Cole Pack with Cass County Social Services tells us to do your research, interview the provider you're considering, and check their references. On top of that, call the Cass County Social Services Department. They can tell you if there's been any violations against that provider. Mike, Andrea?
All right, thanks, Melanie. Now, through our research, we found some discrepancies between the county and the state. Now, the county tells us someone is automatically disqualified if they are a felon. The state tells us it's a case-by-case decision. On top of that, Cass County says the state makes the final decision in license approval.
Police in Devils Lake are asking for help tracking down a missing man. Officers say Joseph Bruce Sr. has been missing since June 25th. The department posted his picture to its Facebook page with hopes someone from the community knows where he is. If you have any information on Bruce's whereabouts, you can call the Devils Lake Police Department at 662-0700.
A woman accused in the death of her infant baby in Stutsman County has pleaded not guilty to charges of manslaughter and child neglect. 25-year-old Justice Lang entered her plea this morning. In late June, Lang told authorities she had taken meth before leaving Jamestown with the baby. On July 6th, she was found walking on a road in rural Stutsman County without the baby. Authorities searched and located the baby's body near a slough. An autopsy found that the baby died of starvation and environmental factors. The Stutsman County State's Attorney requested that Lang be charged as a habitual offender, which would double the maximum sentence for each charge.
Minnesota authorities have arrested a woman after finding meth and marijuana in her vehicle. 37-year-old Penny Cantrud is in jail on felony drug charges. On August 30th, Cantrud was pulled over for a traffic violation, and a canine search of her vehicle turned up over 1 pound of meth, a half pound of marijuana, and a large amount of cash. Cantrud was arrested and taken to the Otter Tail County Detention Facility.
After a Fargo man contacted our whistleblower hotline saying that his living conditions are terrible, his landlord has responded saying his allegations are not accurate. Kevin Story and his girlfriend say they're living in an apartment filled with toxic mold, and they claim the conditions are costing them a lot of money in medical bills. Documents show that testing confirmed 7 different types of toxic mold packed in the wall and air conditioner. The landlord provided a statement which in part says the president of Campbell Properties says the allegations made by Mr. Story are completely unfounded. They responded to the allegations of mold and water seepage in a timely manner and checked and cleaned all areas of concern without finding any mold. The statement also says Mr. Story claims that his landlord says he has to stay there until his lease is up. Campbell Properties says they have repeatedly offered for Mr. Story to walk away from his lease and move, terminating his lease agreement without any repercussion. And that Mr. Story has not done that, but instead asked Campbell Properties to renew his lease for another year.
Several roads in Grand Forks are closed due to a semi-rollover that happened earlier this afternoon. The Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office says that roads are closed between 6th Street Northeast and 8th Street Northeast because crews are cleaning up, and that drivers should find an alternate route. There is no word yet on when the roads will reopen.
Hutch seemed a little concerned this afternoon when he walked through the newsroom talking about the chances for frost and/or freezing conditions tonight. So let's get the very latest from him right now. Hutch?
Yes, the clouds and the showers have shifted off to the south and the east, and now as we head into the overnight, a very dry air mass is going to cool rapidly in our northern Minnesota counties. A frost advisory has been issued, and from Thief River Falls through Fosston, there is a freeze warning. This means that freezing temperatures are possible as we begin our Thursday morning. If you have tender plants, you may want to bring them in or cover them at the very least. We'll be slipping into the 40s by bedtime here in the FM area, mid 40s in Grand Forks under crystal clear skies tonight. We do have some warmer weather to talk about. I'll tell you all about that and our next chance of rain here in just a few minutes.
Cover the plants and close the windows.
Good idea.
All right, thanks.
Police need your help finding a man involved in an armed robbery that happened at the Super Pumper in Jamestown early this morning. Authorities say around 12:30 this morning, an employee at the Super Pumper on Highway 281 called police saying a man came into the store, showed a weapon, and demanded money and personal items. The clerk was not injured. The suspect is described as a white man, about 5'8", between 30 and 40 years old, heavier set, with short brown hair and blue eyes. He also has a noticeable tattoo on his right hand. Anyone with information on the suspect can call Jamestown Police at 252-1000.
A man is behind bars facing multiple charges after a crash turned into a foot chase in South Fargo. 29-year-old Terry Perry was arrested for fleeing an officer. Fargo police attempted a traffic stop this morning, but Perry would not pull over. Authorities say at one point he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a fire hydrant. Perry was chased on foot near Fargo South High School and was eventually taken into custody.
North Dakota's health department has documented the state's first case of measles in 7 years. Officials say the infected Burleigh County resident likely contracted the disease out of state. The person has recovered and is no longer contagious, but did visit several spots in the Bismarck area while contagious. So the health department is notifying people who were exposed. The department says measles is a serious disease that can lead to hospitalization and even death. Symptoms include a high fever, cough, runny nose, and watery eyes, followed by a rash. The health department is recommending that all children be vaccinated.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, details on an event aiming to raise money in the continuing battle against cancer.
Up next, details on a Northern Valley pageant that's looking for more contestants.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live. You're watching Valley News Live on KVLY, your hometown NBC station.
Get free pad at the Carpet Garage. During our 45th anniversary, for every square foot of in-stock carpet you buy, receive an equal amount of padding absolutely free, including Smart Strand Forever Clean for Mohawk. Smart Strand Forever Clean is the perfect carpet for families with kids and pets. Plus, it's the only carpet with permanent built-in stain and soil protection that won't wear or wash off. And the Carpet Garage stocks it at the lowest price in town, guaranteed. Ask about special 12-month financing too. Free pad with any in-stock carpet purchase, only at the Carpet Garage.
Our dad is Kevin Kramer. We're raising our families.
And we've got news. We're getting ready for my sister Annie's new baby. We support our dad's strong commitment to life. Heidi Heitkamp disagrees. She even high-fived another senator after voting yes to allow late-term abortions.
She looked like she was celebrating. Late-term abortion, can you imagine?
That's why we're so proud. North Dakota can count on Dad to put life first.
I'm Kevin Kramer, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Buying a mattress online, it's not the smartest way to do it. They suck the life out of it, stick it in a bag, and jam it in a little box, and they mail it to you. You don't even get to test it out first. And if you don't like the way it feels, or when it gets soft spots, it's going to the landfill. At Comfort King, you have options.
Are you tired of living with chronic back pain? There is another choice beyond taking pills. Call the Center for Pain Medicine to learn about neuromodulation therapy. Pain transmission is interrupted by electrical stimulation of pain fibers or by infusing minimal intraspinal medication. Back pain is relieved and daily function is improved. To learn more about neuromodulation therapy, call the Center for Pain Medicine and make an appointment today. No referral required by most insurances.
Tonight's news, sponsored by Perkins.
Welcome back. The Miss Grand Forks Scholarship Organization is looking for more women for its upcoming competition. This comes after Miss America Cara Mund spoke out about the organization's leadership silencing her. The Grand Forks executive director says there are more contestants this year compared to last year, and the pageant is still having a swimsuit or swimwear competition in spite of the chairwoman of the Miss America Board of Directors cutting this part of the pageant.
The Fargo pageant has happened, the Grafton pageant has happened. All of the girls that have competed in there have done the swimsuit competition already, so we are keeping it on an even playing field.
The Miss Grand Forks competition will be held October 6th at the historic Empire Arts Center in Grand Forks. And for more information on the pageant, you can go to our website, valleynewslive.com.
Federal and state lawmakers are working to adopt a series of measures designed to address the problem of missing and murdered Native American women and related issues such as human trafficking, domestic violence, and rape. Last fall, a bill was proposed in Minnesota to establish a governor's task force to address missing and murdered Native women in the state, but it failed to pass the legislature this year. Chief sponsor, State Representative Mary Kunesh-Podine, says she is working with activists to gather data and plans to tweak the measure with additional information and reintroduce it in January. At the Capitol, North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp is pushing for legislation to adopt Savannah's Act, which will expand tribal access to some federal crime databases and establish protocols for handling cases of missing and murdered Native Americans. Heitkamp says if authorities have accurate statistics, they might be able to detect patterns that help solve more cases.
A missing dog has been found, and later on Valley News Live at 6, who took matters into their own hands to locate the animal?
This morning, many in northeast North Dakota woke up with temperatures in the 30s. Tomorrow morning, could be more of us as we will be very cool. Details on a warm-up, though, in your forecast. I'll have the details straight ahead.